At the London Design Summit, of course, as part of the London Design Awards, Connor Carr from Lexel. Hello to you.
Hello.
Car Guru.
Yes.
We're talking about made for people in this session. So,
Sure.
What is Car Guru?
So Car Guru attempts to solve the problem of going to a mechanic with your car and knowing nothing about cars. So there is a kind of common, almost cliche of saying that I don't know whether or not I'm being ripped off by my mechanic, and Car Guru solves that problem. So you enter into Car Guru saying, I have something wrong with my air conditioning, or for instance, and you put in your license plate and it sends it off to the DVLR. The DVLR will then tell the app what your car is, and will quote up a general estimate for a franchise fix and a non-franchise fix based on that information.
And what's the background to this project? This is something that all of us have experienced, as you said. I've gone through this. I'm sure I've spent thousands of dollars on things that never needed to be fixed in the first place. So how did this project get its genesis?
Yeah, so we were approached by a client who had connections with DVLA and realised that DVLA had an API, basically a way we could talk to the DVA's database of cars and license plates, and just said it'd be really good if we could kind of remove all the power from the mechanics and put it back in the hands of the people. And also, I could hand something out to people instead of having to explain cars to people. I have it all in an app that I can give out and charge people to use. So from there, we took that idea and said, well, it'd be good if we could do it in this way and make it look kind of like a car dashboard. If you could have a 3D rotating car, and click on things and learn about that, it'd be good. So it's an informative and helpful app, hopefully.
And so anybody can access it? What sort of person is going to?
Yeah, I don't think you'd be using it if you're nuts about cars. But I think kind of I think it's for anyone who doesn't know how to kind of who wouldn't know the difference between I don't even know enough about cars to make an analogy. So for people like me,
So the dashboard is.
I know that steering wheel makes you go places and
gear shift.
Exactly.
Got that bit.
Yeah,
but so it's literally having no knowledge whatsoever.
No knowledge or some knowledge, but not enough to be able to have a decent argument with a mechanic if they're turning around and giving you a quote.
Okay, so it's an inclusive design because it's allowing those of us who have not very much knowledge to communicate about the problems with our car, get the repairs that we require. What about the app itself? If we're talking about inclusivity within design because of the idea, how do you make it something that anybody can use?
Well, I guess apps have to be, and especially kind of more and more these days, have to be very, very simple and easy to use. So it's all about kind of hitting the first page when you open the app. The first thing you want to do is get this quote. That's why you're buying the app. So that needs to be the first thing you see. And we've got that kind of in the dashboard view, and instead of kind of a natural menu, you choose kind of the service from the app that you want. But it does drive you. The first thing that you see, the first thing you can do is get that quote and diagnose my car, basically. And then from there, you can explore the app and use it, but it is pushing you towards the thing that you want from it, which is how much is this going to cost me? You
say the word diagnose. I was actually thinking that this would work in the medical field to a certain extent, and
I think
people try.
The stakes would be much higher.
Yeah, the stakes are higher for sure. But have others out there tried and failed, for example, in other industries or other areas, or even perhaps in getting cars repaired?
I guess that we've done apps for kind of the medical profession. The thing about the medical profession is that you're never going to. Doctors hate the idea that someone has a little bit of knowledge about their own health because they're the worst. The worst people to have a conversation with, and also they end up doing things that are quite dangerous for themselves. So, the conversations we've had or tried to apply to other places in the medical field haven't really come across. You can get information; they're brilliant kind of informative apps we've done for, medical students and stuff like that to kind of revise from. But yes, I think that kind of it fits with cars, and I'm not sure where else we could take it, but it'd be interesting too.
So you don't know where to take it?
Well, we don't know which other fields we could apply it to, but it'd be interesting too. I think it'd be an interesting concept.
How do you measure the success of something like this?
Well, I think apps
cars are working really well on the road.
Yeah.
That's one way.
And mechanics are annoyed. No, I think apps are all about their user base. So it's purely about how many people you've got on there and how many people are talking about it and using it, quite simply. Okay.
But so for Lexel to do a job like this, as opposed to, let's say, MoveMe, which was an internal project, working with clients differently, describe that.
So we have a kind of process where we take the client's requirements. So when people come to you with app ideas, usually it's kind of a paragraph or a thought in their head, and so you have to take that and extract that into a document, something that says we will deliver this, and this is what it will, how it will function. These are the functions it will have. They kind of sign that off, and then you design it, and that gets you've kind of written what it will do, and then you say how it will look and how it will do these things, and they get signed off. So up until that point, the client had just had this idea in its head, and then they've got a kind of written page saying this is what it will do and how it will look, and then you build it exactly to that, and the anticipation from that signing off the design is really high for our clients. They're very kind of, where is it, how are we doing, where are we going with it? So we kind of do what we call iterative builds. So we'll build a little bit, release that, let them see it, build a little bit more. So there's kind of constant feedback, and they're constantly kind of seeing what they're getting developed.
You've got to keep processing it, don't you?
Yeah.
Are you proud of it?
I am. Yeah, very, very. I think it's. I think it's very useful, and I think that it's one of those things that I can sit around and talk to people about, and they go, "Oh, that's brilliant," and I love doing apps like that.
Yeah, I've got a car actually in Mazda. Can you fix that for me?
I can try, but I couldn't earlier tell you what you do with a gearbox, so I probably wouldn't be the best person.
That's true. It's fantastic to hear about CarGuru. Thank you so much.
Cheers.